Ciao everyone, welcome to Beatspot. I'm Marco, and in this video I want to share with you a little trick to achieve a booming snare. So let's dive into it. So this is the mix. Okay, so now let's go to our snare drum, which is here. I have a bass with the snare bottom and the snare top. This is basically what I did. So these two modules, an EQ8 and the standard clip. Let's solo the snare drum. Okay, so you can feel the difference. With this trick, we can have the snare drum rounder, fatter, fuller. So what is it? It's a standard clip, which can be a clipper, a limiter, whatever you want. You just have to tame the peaks. And I set it at -12 because that was the volume the snare were reaching before the EQ8, so like this. We can see we have just a tiny bit of clipping. Once we go on with the EQ8, we still have the -12 dB output, but we have more volume in the low end. So let's listen to it in context. So you can feel how sparse the snare sounds without this trick. It sounds like it's above the rest of the mix, while with this trick it's glued together and it has more weight. So the concept is boost the low end, especially the room inside the clipper. So let's solo it back again. So what I boosted is this section. So that's the low end of the snare drum, and it includes the room sound, but I didn't want to touch the fundamental, because if I boosted the fundamental, it would have sounded horrible. So now let's see how it will sound if I boosted the fundamental. So this is by boosting the fundamental. And this is by boosting the room. So you can see how boosting the fundamental makes it sound like it's in a shoebox. So I have to point out that this trick works nicely with live snares. So genres like boom bap, old school hip hop, rock, jazz, and all that sort of stuff. If you're working with other genres like dubstep, EDM, trap, etc., that might not do the work, because that generally doesn't fit the style, but you are free to experiment. This is actually a quite unorthodox practice. You are just clipping heavily the snare drum, but it worked for me and it might work for you as well. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any question, feel free to ask in the comment section below, and see you in the next one.